What's up, all day fam? All right, this Thursday night recap. The Chargers, they did what they were supposed to have done, and I don't want to get in too much into the details of the game and everything. You all watched it, you saw it, and if you didn't see it, it wasn't much of a game. But I watched most of it, what I saw, and I will say this: I liked how they played as a whole. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of minors, hiccups that they need to get taken care of. And unfortunately, Derwin James got hurt. I think he'll be fine though. He was walking in the boot. Mickens stepped in and he picked up right where Derwin James left off. He came in there and filled that role pretty well. Of course, you know there's no such thing as replacing a player like Derwin James, but Mickens still did his thing. Tony Jefferson did well, and I think as long as Elijah Molden is healthy, they got versatile in that safety position. They should be fine until Derwin James get back. Derwin James, I guess he probably can like rest up for 2 weeks, 2 more weeks, whatever. And because I think we got a bye this week, and then we got the Titans after our bye, so Derwin James can rest up, and then then he can be ready after Tennessee. If I was the Chargers, I would just rest Derwin James on for the Tennessee Titans game. But yeah, I think. I love Justin Herbert. He played phenomenal. He played outside of that interception. He played nearly a flawless game. He didn't miss any passes. But the only concern I have with Justin Herbert, and there isn't a lot of concerns that I have with Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert is nearly like a perfect quarterback. He just for his size, for his height, he gets his balls batted down too much for my liking. And I don't know why that's the case. I want to look into that, but I saw that was the case early in his career, his rookie year, second year, and I was always wondering why does his balls get batted down so much, and a lot of his interceptions come from batted balls from the line of scrimmage. I mean, Justin Herbert could have this. I mean, he doesn't throw that many picks lately. Lately, he has recently, but he doesn't throw a lot of interceptions. But when he does, a lot of them are tip balls or drop passes. Very few times I do see that he throws it right to the defender. Not often, but it does happen. I don't know, sometimes if it's maybe like a miscommunication or the receiver ran the wrong route or whatever, or Justin Herbert was trying to fit the ball in this tight space and do a type of throw and he messed up. But for the most part, I love Justin Herbert. I think Justin Herbert can go down as the greatest quarterback to ever live. He has all the tangibles. He has all the intangibles. He has the physicality. He has the talent. I think he has the mindset. I believe now he has the coach. I believe Jim Harbaugh is going to pull that out of him. This is still just the beginning. We're got into growing pains. Jim Harbaugh, I think he is the perfect coach for this Chargers team. I was a little frustrated with Jim Harbaugh and the coaching staff previous weeks. I think everybody was, the entire fan base was. But one thing we have to take into consideration is that this is Jim Harbaugh's second year. The team does have a lot of injuries, and they're still gelling. Jim Harbaugh, I mean, he's still gelling with the team. He's still learning the team, and it was a quick turnaround. I said something that was foolish in one of the comment section. I said Jim Harbaugh is kind of renowned to start because of his press conferences when he was talking. I was like, he's almost kind of reminded me almost of the Brandon Staley days, and I probably should have said that. That was a huge stretch. Jim Harbaugh and Brandon Staley should never be mentioned in the same breath. What I meant by that is that I just didn't like how he was dodging the questions. But I thought about it, and I said, he's a coach. He's not going to criticize his players in the public and, of course, to the media. I would do the exact same thing. So I actually credit Jim Harbaugh for doing that, for him keeping his head level, for him still praising his guys, even in hard times, even after a terrible loss, even after obviously the team played bad. Jim Harbaugh is just like, they're great. I believe in them. That's a great coach. That's a great leader, So I do like that. It's just, I think sometimes you have to be a realist and you have to look at it from a very unbiased eye and pierce the illusion. You have to, you got to look at it as it was a bad loss. Jim Harbaugh is a great coach, and he's going to get them back on track, and that's just the bottom line. The losses happen. It's the NFL, and if you just what I was about to say just slipped my mind just like that. But anyway, maybe he'll come back. Hopefully he'll come back. But anyway, Jim Harbaugh is the guy for the job. I trusted him. I trusted that coaching staff. I hope Jesse Minter can have our defense playing consistent. Now I will say this: the Vikings are the Vikings. The Chargers just beat up on a bad team. So this win isn't like it isn't. This win isn't. What's the word I'm looking for? It's not all that impressive. It's impressive, but at the same time, it's not because of who they won it against. So far, the Chargers' wins has been against teams that were obviously playing bad at a time in the season, or just bad teams. You see what I'm saying? The Chiefs. That was at a time when the Chiefs they weren't that good. Now the Chiefs are really good. And then the Broncos. I'll give them the Broncos. That was a great win. They went to Denver and they won that game. And Justin Herbert was clutch. If Justin Herbert wasn't clutch, we would have lost that game. If Justin Herbert wasn't clutch against the Dolphins, we would have lost that game. That was a great game. And then we beat the Vikings. That was a great game. The Raiders, we barely beat the Raiders. The Raiders are a terrible team. We barely beat them, but we beat them. So we're talking about the Raiders, Vikings, Chiefs, Broncos, and Raiders, Dolphins. You know, that's what I'm saying. We already know what the Dolphins are. The Dolphins just got blown out by the Browns, and we barely beat the Dolphins. So this is what I'm saying. The Vikings did give the Philadelphia Eagles a run for their money, and it almost was looking like the Vikings could have came away with that one win. But still, the Vikings are just as beat up as the Chargers. They got Carson Wentz. Perhaps the Vikings just knows how to play well against the Eagles. So I want to see more consistency with this team, especially the defense. And if the offensive line, I said this in my last video, if the offensive line can figure out, you don't even got to be great, man. Just be average. Just make sure Justin Herbert is not getting his getting drilled after every single throw. Just keep him upright in the pocket. If you can do that, Justin Herbert is going to make magic happen. All he needs is just a little time. Just a little time. If they can do that, if the offensive line can play average, and if the defense can play above average, we're good. We can win at least 2 playoff games if that can happen. So, mark my words when I say that. If the offensive line can play average and if the defense can play above average, we can win 2 playoff games. We can go deep. You know, we can win our next 4 games. We can win out October, going well into November. So that's that. And the Vikings, I don't know what the Vikings has to do. Unfortunately, they got rid of Sam Darnold. They got rid of Daniel Jones. Now they're stuck with Carson Wentz and J.J. McCarthy. And it's looking like maybe they're going to probably try to draft the quarterback. I don't know. It doesn't look like they have all that faith in J.J. McCarthy. J.J. McCarthy was suited up. He was dressed. So I don't think he's injured anymore. They've been silent on him. And it's terrible right now what's going on in Minnesota. They should try to make a trade. They probably aren't. They probably are not going to make a trade. They're probably going to just be like, we'll just keep losing games and see who we can get in the first round. So if I was the Vikings, I would try to make a trade. I'll try to get maybe Shador or get a young quarterback. I could try to get somebody, but I don't know. I don't think. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is the answer. We saw one good quarter from J.J. McCarthy, and he played 2.5 games. So in that one quarter he played well. And it was average, bro. To be honest with you, he was clutch. So the media blew everything out of proportion, as if like he was really, really snapping. He did some clutch things. That could have been a fluke. The reason why I'm saying that because that's the only great thing we've seen J.J. McCarthy do, and he can't stay healthy. We do know that. We do know that much. He can't stay healthy. So I don't know. I don't know about the Vikings. The Vikings are too talented. They got a great office. You got a great offensive coordinator. Got a great head coach. They got a great defensive coordinator, Brian Flores. They got a great team minus the quarterback, and they're wasting all of those resources. So hopefully they can get together, man. But in hopefully the Chargers can get together. Chargers needs to just be consistent. The Chargers just needs to be consistent. If they can be consistent, they're winning at least 2 playoff games. Period. And then we get Marion Hampton back. Maybe hopefully they can get another big trade. We already know they're not going to be able to get an offensive lineman. So hopefully they can get another elite offensive weapon. I would even go for elite wide receiver, to be honest with you. I would. I mean, an all-around great elite wide receiver, because if you can't get a running back, which that should be easier to get than get an elite wide receiver, but if you can't get a running back, if some teams are holding on to their running backs, I would see if I can get an elite wide receiver. I would see if I can get like Gary Wilson or A.J. Brown or something like that. I would look into it, man. One or the other. But we'll see, man. We're gonna see what the Chargers are gonna do. They have to, I think, till November the 4th to make a trade. So, but hey, thank you all so much for watching, and we're gonna be back very soon. And I'm gonna keep you all updated on these games, these predictions, these scores, my thoughts, and yeah. Peace out all day. This is Reality Sports. Deuces.